Hello and welcome to GPTV on Tuesday, the 30th of June, the end of the financial year. I cannot wait to say goodbye to this year. My name is Philip Kingston.
I'm Gary P. I don't know if that's the most positive opening of the show from someone that's generally very positive.
Do you know, I'm up and about, Gary.
Yeah. What?
I'm up and about, but I just want to close the chapter on financial year 2019-2020 because it's going to go down in the history of Gary P. and Associates as not being a particularly good one.
If you had to give it a rating, you'd probably give it a C for crap, really, wouldn't you, Phil? Talking about up and about, how are the Blue Boys on the weekend winning, by 1 point to Willesden? How did Melbourne go this weekend?
Well, they lost to Geelong, and not that we were really penciling that in as a win, Gary,
well,
but just
we beat Geelong,
just a shout out
first
to
time
the
in 24 years.
Club. You are absolutely hopeless.
No, don't say that, Phil.
Oh, they are,
you
Gary.
can't.
Every year we're in rebuild.
That you could go through your entire life and never see Melbourne because you're getting on. Let's face it. Okay, I know you're doing your best to keep well. And I know you're getting the injections and everything, the makeup and cosmetics, and you look great. But you are getting on. Right? You can only hide it so much. So you could go through your entire life, and you could be an old man, live a great, and you could never see Melbourne win a grand final.
There is no question,
How
Gary.
about that?
There's
That's
no question. Have I thought about it?
Yeah.
I think about it every season. Here we go again.
Never see it.
It's quite possible. It's quite possible. But then again, a lot of people barracking for a lot of clubs would have the same issue, Gary.
Not
so
many.
let's not just pinpoint Melbourne.
I don't think many people would have that. I think a
lifetime. Carlton wins one game, and they're
two.
up and about.
We beat Geelong.
That's why people hate Carlton supporters.
I know we are hated.
You're hated,
and
that was
example
just
of
typically why.
We earn the hate that we get, don't we? But anyway, we pop up every now and then. We get a win, we make a big noise, and we go in the shadows.
This is, there's been a lot of talk about the football season this year, Gary. As if you win the premiership, is it the premiership with an asterisk? Because is this really an asterisk? Is this really a proper season? And no, it's not.
So basically, if you win the premiership this year, you're really going to feel crap about it. So it's a shallow victory.
Let me tell you, if Melbourne wins the premiership, a whole different story.
That's right.
Of all the years, Melbourne would win a premiership. It would be this year. The year with the asterisk.
Hey, can you keep up with this whole? Can you keep up with this whole thing with the COVID? I mean, how many people you can have at your house now? Because I'm a bit confused because it goes from 5 to 10 and 20 and 10 and it changes so much. Like every day. I'm a bit confused with it, I've got to say.
You're a bit confused where they've said a number of times across all of the mediums, it's 5.
Well, but
what's
that
confusing about 5?
Because it was 10 yesterday and it was 20 the day.
Well,
it's going to be 20 today and it's going to be, it changes all. I can't keep up with it, Phil.
If you just flick on occasionally to the ABC, either the radio or the news, or go online instead of Sky Racing.
Sky Racing,
they're not talking about a lot about COVID.
Well, they did say the owners can go, and I might be going to see Order of Command run on Saturday, Phil, because I think it might be running this Saturday. Good chance, get on. But I've got to say that it's hard to keep up.
You're tipping it?
Well, I think it's probably doing well this time. It'll either be this Saturday or next Saturday. And are you finding, Phil, also?
Is this a hey Phil moment?
Look, hey Phil. I've got to put the hey Phil symbol up there. Are you finding people are getting a bit testy during this? I think people are getting a bit, itty, right? They're getting a bit itty, you can fill in the star, about this whole COVID thing. People are starting to get edgy irritable and annoyed and angry.
I'm annoyed and I'm irritable about
I know.
the whole
Your family's
thing.
been telling me that.
No,
You've been hard to live with.
I'm a bit over it. Just go away, COVID. Go and mutate somewhere in the corner and do your business.
Some other country that,
Just not, we're just
mind you,
humans trying to get on with life.
We're lucky in Australia. I shouldn't say any other country because we're very lucky in Australia.
We are.
And New Zealand. Although New Zealand said, no, you Victorians, Australia's welcome, but not you Victorians. Have you heard that?
Yes.
Jacinda Ardern does not want the likes of us Victorians in the country.
Jacinda Ardern, who has universally had the world fall in love with her, she has absolutely stopped COVID coming into New Zealand.
Although there's been 2 new cases,
she's absolutely closed down the entire economy, and it may well never recover.
No,
so I'm not
no
sure.
one's sick, but it's a third world country from now on.
We won the battle and lost the war.
That's exactly right.
Anyway, it's still a lovely place to visit. If you've never visited New Zealand, it really is an extraordinary place. It's like it's like Scandinavia of the southern hemisphere.
I'm hoping that the golf prices will come down there. It's very expensive to play golf in New Zealand for some reason, Phil. I don't know how they dare charge what they do, but a very expensive place to play golf. Just thought I'd throw that in.
Some of the most beautiful golf courses in the world. Can we talk about real estate, Gary? The weekend that's just passed, the question is, would you say it was a good result for Melbourne or a poor result for Melbourne? Because the auction results are slipping.
Well, you know,
Come
what was
on,
60%
let's hear your positive spin now on the market.
I'm very positive about. Well, I've got some positive stories, Phil. Oh, by the way,
viewers, the clearance rates for the weekend were 59.6%, but Gary Peer and Associates smashed the ball out of the park. We ripped the head off the industry auction clearance rates with a very clear 62%. So smashing the weekend auction results.
Industry clearance rate?
59.6%.
Oh, we killed it. No worries. We are, by the way, the Kings. I can't say King because it's we're the Queens. Kings, regal persons of Hughesdale, Phil. We rock in Hughesdale.
Now, we are to Hughesdale.
We love it in Hughesdale.
So, viewers, you're probably sitting at home now thinking, where is Hughesdale?
Unless you live there.
Very good question. Hughesdale is a tiny, tiny little suburb. And Gary, correct me if I'm wrong, but it's really bordered by Malvern on one side, Murrumbeena on another side, Oakley on the other side, and kind of Bentley. But it's a tiny little suburb that you may never have heard of unless you live there. If you live there, we are doing our best to push up the value of your home, and I must say, Leo Samuel and his team are doing a fine job of that.
We are selling Hughesdale's best properties. As simple as that, Phil. We're branching out. We're loving it in Hughesdale, but we had Poath Road, Phil. Now this is an interesting story.
Great story.
Great story. It was sold for $1 million. I think it was $1,650, Philip. Sold for. The reserve is $1,640. The vendors were hoping, to get a little bit, more, recover what they sold for. The sale fell through. So the buyer's gone away.
We'd sold it before, subject to finance.
Subject to finance. $1,650. Now you wonder who put the finance deal together, why they couldn't get it. That's another story. But $1,650 anyway. Sold. Fell through. Owner was disappointed, but loved still. Of course, Leo and our organisation said, "Look, I'm going to take your guys' advice." So we furnished it, we marketed it, and lo and behold, Philip, it sold for $1,700,000.
So what a
happy ending!
What a great result!
Yeah,
what a great result! And while Leo was doing that, I was round the corner in Willesden Road,
yes, at a renovated church,
also in Hughesdale. And that just to kind of put Hughesdale into the equation, you could literally walk to the Chadstone Shopping Centre from this property in Willesden Road. And I must say, Gary, it's the second time I've auctioned a church.
Yep,
so there must be something about
we are
me
becoming
and
church.
In fact,
specialists.
I might send an episode of this to the Vatican, Gary, because
I think
ultimately they may well, as a result of of what's going on in the world, they may need to get rid of a few assets.
I think the Honourable Pope has been wondering. Where
I'm not sure
should I go
say
to?
The Honourable Pope. But,
are you suggesting he's anything else?
Well, no, but I'm not sure that's how you would refer to him as the Honourable Pope. I think it's just the Pope.
Okay, I can describe
but viewers, by the way, if you haven't watched the great series recently, the Pope is very,
it's called the Pope, is it?
I'm not sure that it's called the Pope, but it's about the Pope.
Right.
And fascinating, absolutely.
Do you want to actually bring the name of it to the show?
Well, I will. We'll put something up on screen now as we speak, just to let you know what it is. But great. But nice to be selling a church. Renovated church.
And I think, if you've got a church in Hughesdale right now, you wouldn't want to give it to anyone else to sell.
Well, I think that was the only church in Hughesdale.
It's a shame there's not a few more there, isn't it? Anyway, that was well sold, Philip. I think the range was somewhere in that sort of 1.7 plus. We can't, because undisclosed, but sold for over that anyway.
And
Phil.
Let me just say, Gary, as I continue, and I've said this so many times now on GPTV, as we continue to do more business in Murrumbeena and Hughesdale, Carnegie and Bentley, I'm spending more time down there, and the number of wine bars and seriously cool cafes.
Are you getting lost in them,
and bearded baristas? I've got to tell you, I'm loving it down there.
What is you?
No wonder, by the way, that the bar of Willesden Road came from Paran. Came from a very tiny little house in Paran, just off Chatsworth Road.
Yeah, I know what you're saying.
Just little postage stamp sized properties, and bought this wonderful, wonderful home in Hughesdale.
You've got this thing about bearded baristas.
I do.
What is that? Is that some sort of a fetish or hang up or obsession or a bearded barista?
It may well be, Gary, that I've never been able to grow much of a beard. So every time I see a bearded barista, I think, wow, the testosterone rushing through that man's veins.
You'd like to be a bearded barista, wouldn't
mind you?
In your second life, you'll come back.
A bearded barista in Brooklyn.
A Brooklyn bearded barista, or maybe one in the Northfield, a bearded barista in Fitzroy North.
Come on, Gary, what have you got next?
Okay, well, anyway, we've been everywhere, man, as we say. I was out in Parkdale, Phil.
Parkdale? Where's Parkdale?
Love it in Parkdale. Well, Parkdale, you know where Parkdale is, Philip. It's not far.
For the viewers,
Hey,
where's
I went to
Parkdale?
Parkdale, I'll tell you what, just a hop, skip and a jump from Costco. Went to Costco on Sunday, bought 7 dozen bottles of mineral water.
What did you pay for a bottle of, what's a bottle of San Pellegrino?
Well, it's I think it's $18, $17.89. I think it is.
Per dozen?
For a dozen.
Is that the glass bottle?
Yeah,
or
glass
the horrible
bottle. I don't know.
plastic
Only
bottle?
buy glass. You can't buy plastic.
So $17.89. That's $1.50 or something per bottle.
Yeah, it's usually $3.
And I'm paying $3 at my local Woolworths. High Street, Armadale, where you know it doesn't really matter what they charge there,
you can come around and buy one for $2 at my place if you want. But there is.
I hear Hannah's set up a little stall outside your place where she's selling San
Things
Pellegrino.
are tough. Listen, we've just done the end of financial figures, year figures, Phil. Things are tough out there. You know, got to do what you got to. But anyway, stop, skip, and jump from Costco. Love the Costco experience, Phil, and have to say it sold very well. This property, the reserve was around 600, and well, I think it was 600 actually.
I've only ever been to Costco once, which is the one in near the wheel.
Yeah, the Docklands. I've been to that one too. Yeah. Oh, hard to park there.
Was it busy there on Sunday at Costco? Because I'm presuming you were down in Moorabbin.
You know, one thing I like in the service industry, and I love doing this in banks as well. You know, you go to the bank and they'll go, yeah, next, yeah, you know, like you go there. Well, let me tell you, banks close at 5 o'clock, right?
Yes.
Go into a bank at 16 minutes to 5
with a bag of coins.
The
big, two big bags of coins.
Yeah, with a wheelbarrow of coins, 5 centres. Now go into a bank at 16 minutes to 5, and I got to tell you, it's a whole new level of efficiency. It's the same with Costco, right? You go to Costco, and exactly right. You go to Costco. Let me tell you, I've got this close at 6 o'clock. Go there at 10 to 6. Everybody's just rushing around to get you served. So it's very efficient. If you're a good time management person, Phil, that's the time to go there. And it's very different the one in Moorabbin. It's a little bit more parking, a bit more comfortable. Good. Anyway, getting on to it, Phil. Robert Street was 2 at 33 Robert Street, Parkdale. There were
in the interest of
4 bidders.
In the actual interest of
4
transparency,
bidders,
this show is now. It's now sponsored by Costco, so thank you, Costco, for that $500,000 that you've not given us.
We'll be bringing you the weekly. We'll be bringing you the weekly sales in future editions. The weekly specials, exactly right. In
we got 200 bottles of Medisan for $1.99.
They had a lot of the sanitizer on every corner. That must. I mean, if you're a sanitizer manufacturer,
come on, it's a
how well are you doing?
Show.
If you're why weren't we in sanitizer manufacturing? We
were going to. It was either Gary Pier and Associates or sanitizer.
Well, we could have waited for 30 years. Quickly. Anyway, that sold. Robert Street, Phil, sold for $685,000. Lots of competition there. Sold particularly well. Phil, what about Addison Street? There's an apartment that went off the charts.
The apartments are funny, aren't they?
They are.
You get
we choose to laugh at them.
You get these surges of interest in apartments, and then sometimes it just drops back and
there's
nothing.
But
that was a real surge.
When they're hot, Phil, and this one was hot.
Tell us about this one, Gary.
Look, Phil, it was in Addison Street.
Let's get it up on screen.
The quote price, it's already there. We're already inside it, Phil. We're making our way through the property at the moment. 480 to 520 was the range. Philip sold for $614,000. That's great competition and a great result and a great premium, Philip. As was the property in Canterbury Road, St Kilda West. We're selling everywhere. We don't care. Apartments, villas, houses, luxury studios. We do it all. That one sold, Phil, for $483,000.
Competitive auction too.
Another hot auction, Phil. So things are happening out there. By the way, I'm just going to draw attention to 2 properties that didn't sell. There's a great property in Charnwood Road, Philip, which is going to get sold. We're looking at $609,000.
Charnwood, an absolutely incredible location.
Great position. This is like a double story, very interesting.
And then the
property.
2-story townhouse in Cambrook Road at number 123 Cambrook Road.
That's a good buy too.
3 bedrooms, 3.5 bathrooms, beautiful double lock-up garage. Walking distance to the new development that's about to take place next to the racecourse.
Yeah.
Apparently,
have you seen any restaurants
there? No, but it'll all happen, Gary.
Yeah, it will be good.
Stay tuned. Stay tuned. That little pocket of North Caulfield, I reckon values are going to increase once that new Coles supermarket opens up and the commercial activity there. That's going to be a real go-to part of North Caulfield.
I think it will, Philip. 7 at 33. The other one was rambling now. 73 Barrington Drive in Ashwood, Phil.
Yes.
That one is a good buy as well. $1,039,000 will buy it.
It may not be available, Gary, maybe not. Once this has gone through post-production.
And Poath Road's an example, because Poath Road, not only did it sell for $1,640 and fall through and now sell for $1,700, but it also was a failed auction, Phil. So some people think, well, you don't auction twice, or that once you've auctioned it and it hasn't sold, it's not worth anything. People have these ridiculous ideas.
I know.
Good property sells well.
Absolutely.
Simple as that, Phil. I'm not going to go any further with it, because that's
good.
it.
Come on, move along.
Let's get on to Saturday, Phil. We've only got 5 auctions. It's a quiet time. This is a quiet time, isn't it?
Well,
although there's lots of buyer inquiry around.
Gary, it's
Hill Street,
pretty
move
cold
it on.
out there.
How about this one, Mackie Road? Hill Street sold, mate. Mackie Road, let's talk about that. A brick pair in a great location.
66A Mackie Road, Bentley East, 937 square metres of land, so with a 24.15 metre frontage. So the opportunity there is vast. Great opportunity to buy land, to buy 2 homes, convert it to one, multitude of uses, great real estate.
Phil, if you want high security in your next address, you could live in this unit in Hawthorne Road, 11 at 293 to 295 Hawthorne Road, up on Saturday.
I dropped in there last weekend, Gary.
I saw you drop in there.
And it was
I drove past as you were dropping in on Saturday.
And it was just like people, these waves of people going in and out. Really good real estate. And Gary says high security. You don't need an alarm when you live a couple of doors from the police station in Hawthorne Road.
Absolutely right. That auction this weekend.
Imagine if you did get burgled there. You'd be going like, well,
what more could I do?
Where are the boys in blue?
And what happened?
Girls in blue.
Yeah, the people in blue.
The boys in girls. Well, they're not in blue anymore, are they? They're in black.
Is that right? Are they black?
Yeah, I never really liked that change from blue to black with the police. I find that the black police clothing is a bit. It's a bit wartime. I thought blue was a much friendlier colour.
Yeah,
fair enough. Why they changed.
Phil Leo Samuel does his second auction on Saturday at 2 Bond Street at 12:30.
Bond Street. Well, this is a charming property, Gary. A gorgeous facade, but most importantly there too, you do have development opportunities there because you're part of a higher zoning level there in terms of that little pocket of Caulfield North. But take the opportunity as you will because it's a house or it's a development site, subject to council approval, of course.
We are selling the best properties in Carnegie and surrounds, aren't we? That Carnegie office of ours,
with
selling
the
all
Carnegie
the best
and the Murrumbina and the Bentley office, Gary. When you link those, it's a very
triangle.
Powerful trio.
It's a Bermuda triangle, Phil. Buyers just get sucked into it, and there's no escaping them until they come out with a sold sticker on the board.
Mind you, unlike the Bermuda Triangle, Gary, they don't go missing forever. They just live an incredibly fabulous life.
I suppose you're right there. Thanks to that little amendment.
So
Lilymore Road.
We're talking about home number 3 at 1 Lilymore Road, 2 bedrooms, 1 bathroom, courtyard gardens, and a lock-up garage, Gary. So. You've got to love that. Those single level living is fabulous.
5 auctions on Saturday, Philip. You're auctioning how many?
Don't believe I'll be venturing out on Saturday.
It's hard to get a look at, isn't it? I think we're getting pushed aside by all the other young people and
yesterday's
auctioneers.
Heroes,
I know, we
Gary.
really are.
Take a look at me. I'm yesterday's hero.
Very sad, isn't it?
Yesterday's hero.
John
Paul Young.
He was good, wasn't he?
Squeak,
as we like to call him. Phil, we move into Sunday's auctions, and I'm going to be up bright and early at 10:30 auctioning. So I have to have a very savoury Saturday night, Philip. No
going nightclub.
No clubbing, no partying.
Gary, you're going to love this property because it's the front property. It's got this incredible balcony that looks towards the city. 2 bedrooms, 2 bathrooms, undercover car parking, and just massive, absolutely massive. And it's you just love that little pocket
and that
of
block. We've
Balaclava strokes in Kilda.
We've sold a number of apartments in that block, Phil. Every single sale's been popular and contested.
It has.
So there you go. It's going to be another one there.
There you go.
Hey, Phil, I'm going to go to 11 Balaclava Road after.
You get the G at the end of your going. You're going. You're not going.
Yeah.
You're going.
No, I am going. I'm going.
No,
I'm going.
I think that you and Leon Gusenfitter from our office. I think we're going to need to get you some elocution lessons because you both have a habit of dropping the G.
Yeah. We like to drop the G every now and then. Phil, 11 Balaclava Road, apartment 2011. Now, I've got to say that this is one of the best.
You're doing that again. Apartment. It's apartment.
Well, there's no G in apartment. There's no G in apartment. Don't tell me it's apartment.
It's an apartment.
Apartment. So 2011 Balaclava Road. This is an exceptional apartment.
It is, Gary. Right. It's 1 bedroom, 1 bathroom and 1 car space and nice elevated views.
Phil, it's really got a great floor plan too.
It does.
So that's 1:30, Phil, and that's when I pack up the bag and say that's the end of the auctions. But you're starting at 1:30, Phil. You're going to be at 559 Inkerman. What a great
Divine Art Deco. Well, first of all, you've got to love this position because it's in Inkerman, but you can walk to the tram in Balaclava Road. You can walk to Lenny's, that fabulous deli where all of the community tends to shop. And it's just terrific because that one, Gary, is 3 bedrooms, 1 bathroom, but plenty of off-street car parking for 2 cars. I love that property. It's delicious.
It is delicious indeed, Phil. And I'm sort of doing the morning shift, early afternoon. Then you're sort of taking over from there at 2:30, 11A Augusta Street. Will be auctioned by you.
Gary, brand new. We've worked for this builder many, many times. They do terrific work. 3 bedrooms, 2.5 bathrooms, and a lock-up garage with a 2nd car space, outdoor living area, a beautiful home. Just move straight into that, move your furniture in and get on with life.
We're going to conclude proceedings, Philip. Well, we have concluded proceedings, but we're going to conclude the show with our feature property of the week, Phil, in Fuller Street, Caulfield South, full of features and full of great vibes.
And you're a bit full of yourself. Number 9 Fuller Street, Gary. What a fantastic family home. 3 bedrooms, 2 bathrooms, a big solid brick family home, complete with swimming pool. That's a standout real estate and great location.
That is the house of the week, Phil. That's a big wrap on GPTV for this end of financial year edition, Phil, where everybody is stuck in Melbourne. But how good's the sunshine in Melbourne? It's been a sunny, beautiful winter.
Weather's
hasn't
been
it?
pretty marvellous so
For
far,
winter,
Gary.
yeah, we'll take it.
No doubt July and August will be the really cold months.
Probably.
All the skiers getting ready to go and do
it's
their
been
COVID
disappointing.
thing up in the snow.
Yeah, I know. How are they going to do that? I wonder.
You wouldn't want to be sitting on a chairlift with a sneezing COVID boarder, would you?
Well, you don't want to, but I'm sure that's injected a lot of enthusiasm into those skiers out there, Phil. But it's been a bit disappointing, I think, so far. The snow season hasn't started off the right way. But anyway, I'm sure pretty sure.
Absolutely nothing.
No, but I heard someone told me something about a person that told them, so I heard about it, Philip, at the TV.
Viewers, get out and about, start to get back into the real estate swing of things, because things are happening. As challenging as the times might be, the one thing that you can rely on, that real estate comes and goes in terms of the peaks and the troughs, but it's constant and solid, and we love it, not only for its livability, but for its investment basics.
We sure do, Phil. Nice wrap. That's a big wrap on GPTV on this end of financial year. May your next financial year be a wonderful one for you. Happy financial year, can I say that?
Better than the last.
For all of us. I'm Gary Peer.
I'm Philip Kingston. Have a great new financial year.